I'm a mom of two young little boys, and there's a book that they have, and I love to read to them, and I want to share you the story today. And the book is titled "The Boy Who Spoke to the Earth." And there's this little boy, and he speaks to the earth and says, "Hey, Earth, are you listening?" And the earth speaks back to him and says, "I am always listening." And he says, "I want to find happiness. Where is happiness? Show me where it is." And the earth says, "Okay, I can show you where happiness is, but you have to go on a journey." And the little boy says, "Okay, I will go on that journey." So the earth tells him, "All right, I want you to go to the ocean." So the little boy goes on this journey, on this travel to the ocean, and he gets there and he just kicks around some rocks, and he just wanders, and he doesn't find happiness, so he leaves. And the earth tells him, "All right, now I want you to go to the cliffs." So he goes to the cliffs, and yet again he kind of just lingers there and just wanders, and again he doesn't find happiness. So the earth tells him, "Okay, I want you to go to the forest now." And the same thing happens. The little boy goes to the forest and he doesn't find it there. And then he tells him, "Go to the desert." He goes to the desert, nothing. Tells him, "I want you to go to the mountains now." And he takes him all through these beautiful landscapes, and finally he's at the top of the world. But the little boy still has not found happiness. And he feels so disappointed that he finally just leaves. And the earth tells him, "Why are you so sad?" And he says, I did everything you told me to. I went everywhere, but I could not find happiness." And the earth tells him, "Oh boy, are you looking but not seeing? I want you to go again, but this time I want you to just sit there for a moment." So the little boy goes again. He goes to the ocean and he sits there, and he begins to see the horizon and the waters and the waves and the sand. And then he tells him, "Okay, now go to the cliffs." And he goes to the cliffs. And then he goes to the forest. And then he goes to the mountains, the desert, to the top of the world. And he just sits in each of those places. And he finally sees it. And he realizes that happiness is all around him. He had missed it all those times. And all it took for him was to sit there for a moment and take it all in. I just think it's such a beautiful, captivating story, and I feel like it resonates with me when we approach God and we say, "God, I want to see your goodness. God, where are you? I want to see you in the midst of this situation. God, where were you in 2022? God, I want to see your peace. I want to see your faithfulness." They say you are faithful, and we miss it over and over again, and it's so hard for us to see him in it. But if we could just sit there, if we could just look, and not just look, but see. In my heart, I cry because more than ever, as a worship leader, I stand on this stage, and I know that we all have different stories, and we come with different burdens. And for some of us, it's easy to lift our hands in worship, and for some of us, it's so hard because we're struggling to understand, is he really good? Is he really faithful? But he is. He is. And sometimes it comes down to trusting him. It comes down to believing. It comes down to holding on long enough, sitting in the pain, sitting in the problem, sitting in the diagnosis, and just trusting him, and understanding that the fact that our heart is beating is a testimony of his goodness. So I want to invite you to sing this together. Whether you have joy or pain in your heart, let's sing of his goodness, and let us allow that goodness and faithfulness just wash over us today. Yeah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Sing it out. With every breath that I am, I'm gonna sing of the goodness God, come on, sing that again.